Good morning, people, and welcome back to another vlog episode. I believe we're on episode, I want to say 6 now, but something along those lines. And today's vlog is going to be a bit of a day in the life, what I do, what I eat, a bit of an update on myself, because we had a bit of change this week in terms of what I'm doing with my calories, my macros, my training, that sort of thing. Give you a bit of an update on that, show you the food I'm eating, what I get up to on a day, so I'll give you a bit of an insight as to what I do as an online coach when I'm not actually doing check-ins, because there's no check-ins today. I've got no PT clients doing anything today, so I'll show you what I do in those sort of days while to keep working. So sit back, relax, make a coffee, get some food, whatever you're doing, chill, and let's get on with today's video. So I'm starting off the day with just a touch of meal prep. By meal prep, all I literally mean is literally cutting up some meat, throwing it on a pan, bit of fry light, whack it in the oven, Tupperware it, boom, you're good to go. People think meal prep needs to be this big, extravagant thing. It really doesn't. So I always have carbohydrates. I make those in bulk, so I usually buy sort of pre-done rice, or if I'm making pasta, I just make loads on the go. And then I've got things like bagels that you don't even need to cook or anything. So what I'm going to do now is I've got some beef mince, turkey and chicken. Literally, obviously not the beef mince, but the turkey chicken. Put it on another oven tray. Some, what's it called? Foil, tin foil, fry light. Boom, whack it in the oven, about 20 minutes. It's good, Tupperware it, some in the fridge, some in the freezer. Boom, that'll sort me out for the next 4 or 5 days. And then just cook up the beef mince. So that's what we're going to do this morning. Meal prep done, first meal down the hatch. So I had bagel thin with some avocado because health, loving avocado at the moment. It's just, why is it so hard to get a good avocado? Like, why is it so hard to get a good avocado? Like, every time you cut into it, it's either gone brown or it's like rock solid. But today was good. 9 out of 10 on the avocado rating. I might make that a thing, like a hashtag avocado rating. Get that trending. But no, that's done. Had some spinach mushrooms because health as well, bacon medallions because protein, and so basically a bacon sandwich for breakfast. Macro friendly, winning. So now it is 10 to 9. On this morning's agenda I have a podcast with Vicky, so we're doing it about coach-client relationships, so that will be up. I'll basically link it in the description as well, so if you haven't listened to it yet and you want to listen to it, it will be in there. And then I've just got bits of bobs to do. I need to go walk and post back that cable pulley system that I tried to make. I think I talked about in the last, God, I look a disgrace this morning. I thought I'd made loads of effort, but clearly not. I'm trying to be female. So I need to go repost that back, get a refund, because pennies. And then I will be training later on today, and then just bits and bobs, which I'll show you and take you through. It's nothing exciting, but when you work for yourself, there's always stuff you can be doing, so let's get on with today. Podcast number 1 is done. Now just doing a bit of BTS work behind the scenes, if you didn't know what that means, because people don't really show like what actually goes on behind the scenes when you work for yourself. You know, people put all the posts or the transformations, but all the sort of the boring, it's not really boring, but the non-jazzy, glamorous sort of stuff, people don't really document. So I thought I'd just show you a little bit of what I'm doing now, which I don't think many people tend to sort of document. So basically I am just on Canva, which is really, really good. If you do sort of work for yourself and you want to create some infographics, posters, that sort of thing, 10 out of 10 would recommend it. So I'm just creating some carousel posts right now. I've just sort of revamped them a bit, so that's what I've been doing now, creating a bit of content so that I don't have to sit and think about it every day. I sort of batch create my content post that I want to put out, so then I can just do it. I do it all in one day for like the week or week and a half ahead, and then it's done. So that's what I'm doing now. And then I'm going to head out on a walk, get some steps in. I need to post something back at some point. I think I already said that. And then eat some pre-workout food, go and train. Not sure what I'm going to train today because I don't have cardio on a this is another change, I'll get into that later. I don't have cardio on a leg day, but time is sort of slipping away a little bit today, so I'm thinking, because I've got more time tomorrow, move my pull session to tomorrow and do cardio tomorrow, and then just do legs today because I don't want to be rushing for time. So yeah, I think that's gonna be the plan of action, but we'll see where the day takes us. Logbook. Pre means only one thing. It's time to train. So we are off and we're gonna go. I've decided I'm gonna go do pull today, and what I am gonna then do is just attempt my cardio because it's meant to snow tomorrow, which then means that run is not gonna happen in the snow. So I then have to do an indoor sort of circuit or something, and I'm just not really feeling that. So I'm gonna keep my routine the same, stick to what I normally do: upper, rest, pull, and legs tomorrow. So I'm gonna go do pull. I'm not gonna film the session. I did film an upper session and sort of did a bit of a walkthrough, so I'm gonna include that after this. And then I'm gonna attempt a run in this weather. So this could be it. This could be the last of the footage you ever see, because I might slip and die, but we'll see. Obviously if it's torrential I won't. I don't know, I'll get plan B. There's always a plan B, isn't there? There's always something else you can do. So yeah, let's do it. Pull session, cardio in this rain. I'll see you after. Welcome to unit 83. It's a bit of a mess, but the perks of it being your own gym. So I've got some plates down here, got my mat, foam rollers, some more plates, dumbbells, all my shit, and then my little bench. Hoping to get some more stuff, but for now this does the job pretty nicely. So all I'm doing now is I'm just sticking to the same split, sticking to similar exercises, same if I can, and making sure I'm getting similar volume and just training to failure, best I can do. Where I can't go heavy enough, using intensity methods. I talked about this in an Instagram post, go check it out if you haven't already. So I do drop sets, supersets, tempo work, that sort of thing. So today's session is an upper, and a lot of the exercises I can pretty much replicate. So what I'm going to do is pretty much replicate the session, but just do little bits different, and I'll show you what I'm doing different and how I'm doing it different and how I've adapted it. So this might work for you if you're wanting to try and follow a similar training program at home. You might be able to show you how you can then adapt some of the things you're doing to ellipse. Let's get into it. So normally I start on a crucifix lateral raise. I tried to sort of replicate that on the bench, and it kind of worked. The only problem was the resistance bands were like scraping in my groin, my adductors, so it was very uncomfortable. So I'm just going to basically do it as a standing resistance band lateral raise. So if you have got some cuffs at home, utilise these instead of your D handles. Put them just resting on your wrists. Lead from those. Connection is beautiful. So let's get these done. So with that one, I normally have a Smith machine high incline press. With that bench, that's like the best I can replicate a high incline. So, and what I did on that is I sort of worked the tempo more and controlled it more. So I didn't want to go stupidly heavy in case I couldn't get it back up. So I'm on my own and I could be squished. So safety first, always. So yeah, I'm gonna do a couple of sets of that. So next up, if I was in the gym, I'd have a pull down variation. Now, I tried to set up resistance bands like on the hooks, and I've tried to make like my own cable pulley system, and in here they just don't work. So if you're at home and you can use the door stopper, brilliant. In here it just doesn't work because the doors are so thick that it traps the resistance band, and it just doesn't work. So instead what I'm going to go for is a bent over row. So same principle, a big bang for your buck exercise. The only difference is it's a different plane of motion of pull, so it's rather than a pull down, it's more of a horizontal. It's like a diagonal, isn't it? So it's not quite replicating the same, but we're still working lats, we're still doing a big multi-joint, big compound exercise. That's the best that I can do for now. Haven't done these in a while, so definitely need some tidying up, but I think what I'm going to do again is do some tempo work. So not go as heavy as I could, but really focus on the contraction, mind muscle connection. So let's give these a whirl. Okay, so they were alright. I thought they were really hard. I was like, oh my god, these feel so heavy. And I realised that I didn't plate wrong, so I was actually doing more than I thought. Which is a positive, which means I'm not as weak as I thought I was. So next, I'd normally do a machine lateral raise, but then I've got dumbbell lateral raises, so I don't want to do 3, because there's only so many variations you can do with dumbbells, plates and bands. So I'm thinking, because as well, I'm thinking that obviously, what I'm doing here, as much as I'm trying to replicate, just doesn't have quite the same level of intensity as in the gym. I'm going to do another compound because I feel like I've got the energy to do it. So I'm going to do a strict press. I've already done one set, they weren't quite good. So what I'm going to do for the second set is I'm just going to do 2 sets. So I don't want to do too much. Is I'm basically going to do strict press as many as I can. Once I reach a failure point and I start to feel like my form's going, I'm going to turn it into a push press. So using the momentum and drive from my knees. Taking you there with me. And then do that to failure. So it's going to be kind of like a drop set, super set sort of thing, just to add that level of intensity, get some more volume. We'll see how this goes. So I think I've got 32.5 on there, which is alright for me. I'm not a very strong presser, so let's see how it goes. Obviously I've got to get it up from the floor as well, because I don't have a rack or anything, so it'd be stupid to go stupid heavy, because it'd take all my effort to even get it up there in the first place. So the fact that my shoulders are burning now from holding this camera shows that I'm doing alright today. So strict press, straight into push press, let's do it. So next up I'm going to do a band pull apart, which is basically going to double up as my rear delt reverse pec deck. Now this is one any one of you can do at home if you've got a resistance band. So easy to do, and honestly it's so effective. I was doing this actually as a superset within the gym during the gym days, because honestly the connection with my rear delts on this is absolutely fantastic, and it literally just doubles up. It's the exact same movement pretty much, and it's so easy to do, so give it a go. Feel the burn. And thank me later. Honestly, so good. If you haven't got any program at home, 10 out of 10 would recommend for rear delts, 100%. And to be honest, it's that good, you can even do it in the gym. Like, superset it with a reverse pec deck, your rear delts will never have felt so fried. That I promise. So let's do it. Best piece of advice for that one, don't let your hands come all the way in. Bring them as far in until you feel the tension on your resistance band goes, and then go back out. So if you bring it all the way in, you'll lose total tension. You don't want to do that, so keep constant tension on. So as you're bringing it in, the point where you feel that tension is going to come off the band, rest there, and then go back out. Yes, you don't get a full range of motion, but you're keeping constant tension on your rear delts, and it's savage. So try it. So normally now I do dumbbell laterals. Can't quite go with the weight increments I've got, it's either going to be like slightly too light or slightly too heavy for the normal rep range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with 2.5 per side to 5, but I'm sure the actual dumbbell bit weighs something itself, but I'm not going to be a dickhead and try and count it. I'm just going to basically say it's 5 each side, and I'm going to go for pause reps, so more of a pause in the top, make it that little bit harder, aiming for anywhere between 8 and 15. I know that's a big rep range, but I find in my first set with delts, I can do quite high and then it fatigues quite quickly. So the first set I've just done, I got 14, so we'll see what happens on this set. So last few exercises now. So normally what I will be doing is a wide bar row. Now I don't have anything to replicate sort of a rowing motion like that. Resistance bands don't really work. So what I'm going to do is a rear delt row, which is a bit like what I did the bent over row. Key difference being slightly wider grip. Elbows flared out rather than keeping them tucked in, as you would with a normal barbell row. Only thing I do is keeping your elbow in line with your rear delt. So it's creating similar sort of movement path as you would do with a wide bar row, hitting that upper back. Jobs are good. The only sort of downside is it is more lower back loading. My lower back is starting to fatigue a little bit now, but here's what it is, isn't it? We've just got to make it work. It's a really nice connection, and you don't need a lot of heavy weight. I think I'm only doing about 30-40 kilos, something like that on there. I can't bother adding it up, but I just did a bit of a feeler set. It felt good. So let's do it. So final exercise of the day is going to be on triceps. So normally I'd have a long rope extension, but because I don't have anything to do any sort of push down on, like I said, I've got nowhere to attach my resistance band to, because that works really well if you've got resistance band to do like a push down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a superset. I'm going to do a close grip bench press superset with some dips off the bench, and that's going to finish me off nicely for today's session. So let's finish off. Bloody hell, it never gets any easier. I'm not cut out for this running life, especially post-Rona. Now, I don't know if you knew, guys. I don't know if any of you have known. Why would you, unless I told you? I had the Rona in October. I didn't suffer very badly. I wouldn't say I was very poorly or anything, but afterwards I've noticed my breathing is atrocious. So anything high rep, I think I might have mentioned it in the podcast, I don't know, I've slept since then. See, anything in high rep and things like cardio, I really struggle with. It's the point where I just feel unfit, but obviously I'm not unfit. I've been doing some, exercise and stuff since I was pretty much fresh out of the womb, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's a bit disheartening, like knowing that was a 20-minute run and it felt like you can hear me now, I'm really struggling. But it's what it is. We're not going to get any better by moping about it or complaining. I've just got to crack on, do my 5, because I've got 5 lots of 20 minutes cardio now, so it's basically going to be 5 runs if I can, weather dependent of course. That wasn't the nicest of weather, like my hand, your hands start to really hurt because it's that cold. Stinging and sore, and oh, it's horrible, like throb. But no pain, no gain. No pain, no cardiovascular fitness recovery and that. So now I've got some errands. I'm taking my friend, I bought her one of these. If you can see that. It's not focusing, is it? Focus? A little bit. So it's the new Pip and Nut dark chocolate almond butter, and it's bloody brilliant. So if you've not tried it, go for Sainsbury's and get some, because it's chuffing amazing. And then I've got to return that parcel to Amazon, and pick up my mum, because my mum refused to drive in the ice this morning, so taxi duties. So that's on the agenda for me. Then it's back home, post-workout food, top off my steps because I've still got a few thousand to do, another podcast, and then if I've got any more time, some other bits and bobs for work. Standard day. So let's get on the road. So just to wrap up this video, because I think it's going to come to an end now. There's nothing really else exciting happening in my day. Just finishing off a bit of work, got the podcast in a bit. Had post-workout, I had some rice cakes with a bit of Philadelphia on, which is banging, with some chicken on top, love that. And then some blueberries, a bit away as well, just to, so they won't just blueberries on their own. And then I'm going to have probably some beef mince and rice later, and then a yogurt bowl pre-bed, standard. But I thought I'd sort of just touch upon the title of the video and sort of touch upon where I'm at the moment with my bodybuilding journey. So obviously lockdown 1.0, if you followed that, I basically dieted for my prep throughout that. Lockdown 2.0, we were just focused on growing, building. I was a few months into my off season, so I started off season in August, so August, September, October, November, December, January, so a good 6 months in now. I want to spend as long as I possibly can in this off-season phase growing, building, because I have a lot of muscle to build to be competitive in the category I want to be in. So I realistically want to spend as much time in a calorie surplus, training hard as much as I possibly can to get there. That doesn't mean I don't want to diet, because I've got no issues with dieting. Dieting doesn't bother me. You know, if I need to diet, I will. But it's just not in line with my goals right now. I want to not spend time, you know, cutting and then pushing up again. I want to spend as much time in that position to build muscle as I can, because I need to. However, over the sort of the last week, I don't know if it's with maybe the stress of lockdown or just because I've been in a surplus for, you know, quote unquote 6 months, even though my calories aren't that high, I've just been really struggling with food. My appetite has not been good. I've literally been looking at food thinking I don't even want to eat this, which is not like me, especially for meals like my cream of rice and my cereal. I've just not even been bothered. And I was starting to think, as a result of that, start to feel quite uncomfortable in my body, starting to feel a bit down and negative in how I was looking. And so I sort of mentioned it in my last check-in the other day, sort of saying, do you think it's maybe time to do a mini cut? Because obviously I'm struggling with food, and my body confidence isn't great, and they're sort of signs of a mini cut. I'm like, do I need to mini cut? Have I got, you know, because I'm a fair few pounds up above shoot weight. Vicky was like, no, you don't need to mini cut, you know, your body composition's fine. I think it's all just a bit in your head because of the situation, how you're feeling. However, if you are struggling with food, that's not a good position to be in, especially when food is not that high. And because I want to spend a lot of time in the off-season phase, I can't be at a point now where I'm struggling with food, because food probably needs to go up, and I need to, you know, and this needs to be for the long term. So what we are doing, I'm not really sure how long for. I'm gonna guess 3 to 4 weeks max, is we've just sort of pulled back a bit. So we have brought calories down, not a lot, just about 200 on a training day, 200 on a rest day, so they're still decent. And I've increased cardio, so I'm doing cardio 5 days a week, every single day except leg day, which is 20 minutes, a medium intensity steady state, which I'm doing as runs, and if I can't do it as a run, I'll do it as like a little circuit or something at home. Nothing too intense, just enough to get my heart rate up, and it's going to help with my post-Rona recovery as well. 2 birds, 1 stone, and then we're just going to sort of see if that helps. It's been a couple of days, and I think it's definitely better. I haven't been looking at food the last few days and thinking, oh my god, I don't want to eat this, but I'm still not hungry for meals really. I think the only meal that I've been quote unquote hungry for today was today after I trained, because I ate pre about 11:45 and I didn't eat post workout till about 4:30, 4:45, so it was quite a big gap, and obviously I'd trained, done cardio, but before that, no, not really. So we'll see what happens with it. Obviously I'm going to be taking you on my journey, showing you everything that happens, the changes, the increases, the decreases, and all that jazz. So this is just a bit of a reset, and I'll take you through the reset phase, and when I come out of it and start eating all of the food again. So that's going to be today's episode. Hope you've enjoyed. If there's anything you do want to see, any questions you've got, please leave them below. If you haven't already, just drop the video a like, drop it a subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and it's nothing to you, like it's no extra weight on your shoulders, and I'd be very happy. So I'm going to leave this one here, guys. Over and out. Have a great day. Stay safe.